Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I am so excited to do today's video. I love going into like the anticipated reads or books I'm excited to read. I feel like TBRs are really exciting to talk about because they're just books that you are wanting to endeavor on your new journey. And I also want to just kind of bring up some new releases that I'm excited to come out this month. So the books I'm going to be going to in the month of March are the books that are mainly on my Kindle, but I do have a couple of physical copies just because I do like switching back and forth to holding my Kindle and having a physical book because I'm always going to love having a physical book. But yeah, so without further ado, let's go into the books that I'm excited to read for March. Okay, so the first book it's kind of an older book and it's by Colleen Hoover. I just recently read one of her books by her, which was Reminders of Him, and I've talked about that so many times in these videos. But the book I wanted to read was Layla by Colleen Hoover, and I want to read it because I love The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and it was like a paranormal romance. So I'm excited to read another paranormal romance. I heard that there's ghosts in it, or spirits, or some type of paranormal entity. So I'm really excited to read it. I feel like, so the main synopsis is that I believe it's based on a couple named Lead and Layla, and something happens to Layla, so he has to try to rekindle, or I don't know if it's kind of like, I kind of got the concept of maybe it's like The Vow where they have to rekindle something. I don't think she loses her memory, but I think he's trying to rehabilitate her and to rekindle their relationship or what they had. But there is some type of ghostly or paranormal encounters, and I just found it to be really cool because whenever it comes to any paranormal romance or any paranormal experience, I just find it to be really interesting to read about. I just kind of dive into that and to see where it goes. So the next book I'm really excited to read is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and I believe this is about, I'm actually pretty behind on this because so many people have already read this as well. I feel like I'm so behind on like all the popular books, but I wanted to read this because I'm like, look at this cover. It's beautiful. And I believe it's about a billionaire. I believe it's about a billionaire who inherits, why can I never say words? It's about a billionaire who inherits a theme park that was owned by his family. He needs to reconstruct it and I believe rehabilitate it back to a lively state. So he hires a creator, I believe, into whom he supposedly has feelings for, or something changes within her. I just heard so many amazing things about this book, and I heard it's a great romance, and I feel like having some type of like different genres to change up when it comes to romances and thrillers, those are always fun. So switching off between maybe like a paranormal romance and then another type of romance. Plus, I don't know if it's exactly the same. I might be completely clueless on this, but it kind of sounds like somewhat of like the Inheritance games, which I still have to read too. But yeah, so it kind of sounds something about where a rich man inherits his family's theme park and just tries to reconstruct it, and love gets somewhat conflicted or involved into it. And yeah, I'm excited to read it. I heard so many great things. Okay, so the next book I'm so excited to read. It's called Ambrosia by C.N. Crawford, and this is going to be the second book after Frost by C.N. Crawford. I have kind of gone over this book in a few videos, and I am so obsessed with this book, and I'm so excited for the next one. I'm really hoping that the second one's going to be so good because this first one left off on an amazing, crazy cliffhanger where you're just lost. And luckily, I kind of read it near to when the second one releases, so I don't have to wait that long. But I'm so excited because I loved how the author, she was really descriptive. The relationship in it was just such a huge slow burn, and I just felt like the world building amongst the book was so exciting that I hope that the descriptive world building in the second book will be as great. And I want to find out more about the main characters and their past. I just feel like I'm so excited to read those ones, and I just have been anticipating this read for so long that I'm so ready. No matter what book I'm reading, I want to drop that book and just read Ambrosia because I loved Frost so much. So yeah, Ambrosia by C.N. Crawford. Okay, so the last book on my Kindle that I wanted to read was If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and this is supposed to be, I heard it's supposed to be like a dark academia Shakespearean type of book, and I feel like that's always so fun to read, especially when it's semi of a thriller but in a dark academia world. And I believe it's these students that attend this prestigious school. They're theatrical students, and I believe there was a crime or some type of death where they were placed in prison for about 10 years, and it's just about what they know and coming out about what had actually happened. And I just felt like that sounded so interesting. So I'm still kind of trying to grasp the idea of what's it about, but I've heard so many good things about this. And anything when it comes to academia, thrillers, some type of uncovering of a crime, I feel like those always keep me interested. So I feel like this would be a good choice to have amongst my TBR, just in case if I get into a reading slump. So definitely excited for this, and it was also on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm excited. Okay, so I have 2 physical books that I wanted to read, just in case if sometimes I wanted to switch from my Kindle to reading a physical book. And these are books that have been sitting on my shelf for quite a while. And one of which was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. And I'm sure you guys already know about this book, so I feel like I don't have to go too much in depth about it. But I've heard that so many people found this book really quotable and really heartwarming, if not pulling their heartstrings. So anything that it comes to making me feel some type of emotion and some type of connection towards the book, I'm definitely open for. And I kind of want to have some type of romance or something really emotional based on my TBR, just because sometimes I am a mood reader, so depending on what kind of mood I want to read, I don't know if that makes sense, but depending on what kind of mood I'm in for, I definitely want to have this on my list because I've been wanting to read this for such a long time. And this cover is so cute. I know some people feel kind of indifferent about this cover, but I found it to be so cute. And anything when it comes to like pastels and like cutesy little drawings, I'm all for it. So having a physical copy of this book would just be exciting to have on my TBR. Sorry, we have planes always flying over us. So I am such a lame one. I haven't taken off the Target sticker, but the last book on my TBR is Tom Felton, and this is his, I think it's like a memoir of Beyond the Wand. I definitely want to read this. I've heard amazing things, and I heard that the audiobook was really good too because I believe he reads it. So I'm probably going to purchase that, but I'm excited to see the behind the scenes of the making of Harry Potter and how the actors and the actresses felt during their making. I just feel like it's a really cool insight to know, and especially if you're a huge Harry Potter fan, stuff like this, any type of memoirs, any type of books that they write personally based on their experiences, it's almost like you get to be a part of it and get to witness and see how they felt or what they went through. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I heard that there's some pictures inside, so there's like a few pictures throughout where you can kind of like look from behind the scenes. So I'm excited to kind of go through that. I don't want to like spoil it too much because I'm so excited to read this. I've been wanting to read this for so long, so I feel like having some type of a mix of fiction and nonfiction on my TBR is always fun because I do like nonfiction as well as fiction. I just feel like sometimes it's just nice to have a mix, and depending on your mood, it's always good to have on your TBR. So yeah, this was just a really quick video of the books I'm so excited to read for the month of March. I feel like that it's a new year, it's a new start, it's just an open genre. I do love books based on, you know, like cozy, warm settings when it comes to, or I guess cozy, cold settings in a warm environment where you're just reading up cozy under your electric blanket, watching some fireplace ambiance ASMR videos. Those are always so fun. But it's also exciting to when you're between like the month of like January to April and May. It's just because you can read any type of range of books, I feel. I mean, you can read any type of books throughout any season, but I just feel like those ones are just open, free game. So you can just read whatever. It doesn't matter because there's no specific set environment. And I do feel like reading amongst the seasons and the environment really does enhances my reading experience. But anyways, I am so excited to share my March TBR with you guys, and I hope that these books were something you found interesting. If you have read any of these books, let me know what you guys think of it in the description below because I really love hearing everybody's perspectives. And if not, I'd really love to know the books that you guys are planning to read on March. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye!
Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet